Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying, you never know. Anyway, I've been a little under the weather this week. Got sick, got a fever. Think I'm getting better, but I wanted to get a video out because I've been slacking. Anyway, but I also took some video filming time this week to actually plan some videos out, so I'm hoping to have some good ones coming up here. Finally have my top 100. It's coming along. I still got to figure it out. But anyway, we'll probably go about every 10, like 10 books at a time till we get to 100. I've seen that done, and I think that's the best way to go. Anyway, these are my top 5 slump busters. This is, I usually consider a slump buster like a reading slump if you ever just get to a place where you're just, I don't know, you're just struggling. It happens from time to time, and sometimes it just helps to just frankly get out of the genre, right? Go read some nonfiction or something like that. But these are ones in genre, both fantasy and science fiction, that I think are really good about busting slumps, getting you out of it, getting you back into reading. Sometimes you just need something different. These are usually what I look to is kind of more fast-paced, shorter, and so that's kind of what I've focused on. I'm sure this will be part 1 of numerous videos as we come along here. So anyway, first book, we're going with Ready Player One. Ready Player One is just a really, really fun Easter egg hunt. If you love the 80s, you'll love it even more, but it's got kind of this cool like 80s slash futuristic kind of look at things, but more of a near future, right? Like we're talking in like 10 years as opposed to 50 or 100. But it's just such a fun Easter egg book, and it never stops. And I just remember just reading my eyes out with it, and that'll be a common theme, is just not being able to put it down. This is one of those, and if you get the audio, it's read by Will Wheaton, so it's even better. It's lots of fun. Anyway, highly recommended. Bust some slumps right there. This has been a new series to me. I've been listening to most of them, and so I only have the most recent book in the series, but the Murderbot Diaries. So this is book 6 actually, but I would definitely recommend All Systems Read. That's book 1. And it's just, they're short, right? We're talking they're mostly novellas. There's only one novel in the whole series. That's book 5. And they're fun. They're definitely futuristic, and they're action-packed slash humorous at the same time. You'll also see that semi as a theme here today. But anyway, this is book 6, but book 1 is All Systems Read and Murderbot Diaries. You can't go wrong. They're just so fun. And again, very short, very slump bustery. This is one that kind of, I guess, spurred this video. That and Ready Player One, I think, were the big two. But this is one I just watched a great video from Murphy Napier about the Magicians series. And the Magicians is one of those that, so there you go. Again, not too long. The trilogy is, I think they're all about this size. It's a trilogy, so it's relatively short. And this one, anyway, think like adult Harry Potter, but also mixed with Narnia. There's a lot of both, but it's like from a more realistic standpoint, like what if you did experience the things that, Harry Potter or Lucy, or these characters in these crazy epics that we love. What if you actually experienced those things? One, would it affect you? They're kind of traumatic events, and you kind of the way that these are portrayed is just like, all right, go back to school next year, whatever. Not that you would need some time to like figure your life out, figure your trauma out, go to some therapy, but it's not boring at all, right? Like that's the thing, is it's more like, what if you had these like heights, right? And then you had to deal with still like being human. And I just thought this is such a good book. And again, I just read my eyes out with this. I could not put these down. They're so good. There's warts in them for sure, and I love how Murphy in her video points those out. But this is one that I just think it busts a slump because it's quite a bit different than your typical fantasy fare, even though it does involve a magical school and it does involve a bit of a portal fantasy into another realm. So pretty typical things. All right, then we've got, this is always a good one. This one's, again, very, like, this is one that you can even reread over and over again because it's that good, but also just, it will bust a slump anytime. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams, one of my favorites. It's just so funny. Every single page, if not every single line, is just quotable. It's just insane. And I can't even comprehend how you can make so much of your book this quotable. And this is it. And this is just, it has me laughing out loud constantly. And again, it's just different than your usual fare, because I do read a lot of like epics, epic fantasy, some epic like sci-fi, like The Expanse, you know, and there's just these huge stories and tons of characters. And then this is just a good short, like I said, very short, quick. My daughter says the hand looks like a butt hand, so there's that, if it helps. But the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, cannot say enough great things about it. All right, for our final one for this video, this is actually one of my favorites of the ones that I've read, and I hear these even get better and better. So, but I can already recommend Terry Pratchett, Discworld, along the same lines as Hitchhiker's Guide, let's be honest. Just humorous fantasy. These are the Hitchhiker's Guide books of fantasy, as you may or may not know. But that's what Terry Pratchett does with Discworld. They're just humorous, funny fantasy, and just poking, you know, fun at just lots of tropes in fantasy, but also just the life and the world. I love the witches. They're some of my favorites. Again, so far. And so Equal Rights is a good one. A lot of these you can just pick up. And so again, they're very short. They're usually 200, 300 pages. Some of the longer ones are up to like 400. They're not that long. And so, but they always are just, again, they're good at just pulling you back out of your kind of usual reading, at least for me, obviously. But again, this humor and that kind of really is always a good slump buster for me, is getting that humor involved in it. So anyway, I wanted to make this a quick video. I've only got so much voice in me because I've been sick. And so I hope that, you know, helps you bust through a slump. Let me know if you have any more in the comments below. I'm always looking for more. Always looking for more recommendations. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything you do. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and we will catch you next time. Bye.